What's up, YouTube? I'm back in Movie Guru with another review. I'm actually really excited to talk about this one. This one's going to be Spider-Man Into the Multiverse. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a big Marvel fan, and then particularly I'm a big fan of Spider-Man. I grew up collecting the comics. I grew up watching countless animated shows of Spider-Man, so I've always been a big fan. That said, going into this film, I actually didn't have a lot of expectations. Uh, I'm not the biggest fan of animated films, with the exception of Pixar. But I found animated films sometimes could easily venture into the too kiddie category. They're not very much for adults. So there's that. And then that, just looking at the trailer, uh, I didn't see too much of an interesting plot line. Or I thought the potential for an interesting plot line was there, but I thought, okay, this could get, kind of silly and very kiddish really quick. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'm not going to give away spoilers, but from the trailer, it's apparent that Spider-Man has to team up with Spider-Man from different dimensions to deal with some type of threat. They don't make it clear exactly what the threat is or how he's teaming up with Spider-Man from other dimensions. But some of these Spider-Man included 1930s detective type Spider-Man and one Spider-Man who was actually a pig, so like a spider pig. So seeing that from the trailer, I was like, okay, I like Spider-Man, but I could see this really going kind of cheesy. So it being too cheesy was definitely one of the things I was concerned with. And then the final thing that I thought that could get a little hairy as far as introductions is if you're from my generation and older, I'm 30 years old, you grew up with Spider-Man as being Peter Parker. Recently, they've introduced a new Spider-Man, to kind of keep things fresh. He goes by the character Miles Morales. Uh, if you've been paying attention, this is a character that they have mentioned actually in the Marvel Spider-Man films. And then even if you play the Spider-Man game, you got to play as Miles Morales for a little bit. And they've continued to reference him just because currently in the comics, Miles Morales is one of the major Spider-Men, and then he's the major protagonist in this film. And so I thought, based on how they, try to introduce his character, that could really kind of make or break this film. I'm very happy to say I think they did an outstanding job with the film throughout. There was definitely, a couple things that, you know, as an avid Spider-Man fan, that I can nitpick, and look at and say, oh, this should have been different, or this should have been different. But for the casual moviegoers, and then if you're just a fan of Marvel in general, I really think you enjoy this movie. Not, I wouldn't put it, on Pixar's level of, a great film and then also a great story as well. But this, I would say, is definitely pretty close. They did a great job of introducing Miles as a new character and really sinking the idea of a multiverse without it being, completely ridiculous. As comics can get sometimes, if you know anything about comics, sometimes they can get a little bit ridiculous. But they were able to do it and keep it entertaining for children and for adults as well. There were a lot of children in the theater when I went, and they were laughing, enjoying seeing Spider-Man on screen, and they were having a good time. And then the adults were cheering as well. So it really appealed to a very broad demographic. And like I said, the plot was great. It was sophisticated enough for adults, to keep you interested, but not too high level to where children couldn't understand what was going on. And then, like I said, good action throughout, good laughs. Uh, they had a great sense of humor, and what I really liked too was kind of the sense of community that you got. Like the dialogue between all the characters was good, uh, which I would say that it's sometimes you really don't get in animated films because it's not the same when you've got live action actors there, and you can get a greater sense of the chemistry because you can see them interacting with each other, and that's hard to produce in an animated film. And I would say that this film definitely got close to that. It's not the same as with actors, but it definitely approached that, and you could definitely feel the chemistry between these characters, and particularly between Miles and his dad. You could feel the tension in their relationship. You could feel the love in their relationship, and you could really resonate with it. And so, with that respect, I would say it's a great film. On Rotten Tomatoes, it currently stands at a 98% critic score and a 93% audience score. And I definitely would agree with those ratings. It's well deserved. I would give this film an 8.5 out of 10. 2 thumbs up. Definitely a great film to go see, especially during this Christmas season with your family. Uh, See it with your friends. See it by yourself. But throughout all demographics, I would definitely say this is a film for you and you will enjoy it. Uh, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm very excited about some of the films coming up in the next few weeks. It's a good holiday season. I hope you guys have a good weekend. If you like what you're seeing, once again, hit like, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.